So we've got a few more videos to discuss, breaking down all of what I wanted to from the reveal of Modern Warfare 3 and the discussion that I had with Sledgehammer pre-reveal of the game. And today I want to focus a bit more on the mechanics, both new and returning from Modern Warfare 3 that you can expect to see, and the implications they'll have for the game come launch and beyond. So as we go along, drop your thoughts below on what you're thinking for Modern Warfare 3 so far from what we've heard. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to the video with all things Modern Warfare 3 and beyond. Still a good bit to discuss here about Modern Warfare 3, and of course we'll keep you up to date with all that, but also a bunch of other stuff. X Defiance coming out very soon. Might be kickstarting some content on the second channel with Starfield and stuff like that, but I'd love to have in the community for all of it. And finally, my friends over at G Fuel are having a buy one get one sale going on right now until Wednesday, which is the best bang for your buck with some awesome flavors to check out like Hype Sauce, Shiny Splash, and more, but more on that a little later. For now, let's take a look at these mechanics in Modern Warfare 3. First, I want to start out with the new mechanics here. One of the first ones that they've really kind of debuted and started to hit in the marketing is that of the new mechanic of tac stance. Now, this is one that's toggleable and is meant to be something of a sort of breach and clear mechanic, usable and more so thriving in CQB scenarios. What it does is reduce hipfire spread, dramatically increase your ADS move speed, but at the cost again of introducing spread. So not full hipfire, but still enough to notice. You're not accurate to the point of a red dot sight ADS. To me, the way that I kind of likened it beforehand was that of the blind fire mechanic, a retooling of that from Vanguard, because that was something that was in theory a cool system, but I really don't think that it had much practical use to it. Like, how many times would you see yourself, a teammate, or enemy using blind fire mechanics within multiplayer? You could do it, but was it really all that useful? So it seemed like a retooling of that, but in a sort of way that encourages faster pace of play. So I'd consider this to be something like a cross between a hipfire and a canted laser sight at this point. Not as precise as canted aiming, but in the same physical vein as that. You're bringing your weapon up to a tilt, but not quite ADSing with it. Now, to me, when I think of this mechanic overall, it's something that I think of like Vondel within Warzone. You have all those really tight and narrow buildings that you can end up going in, and a lot of the times you're gonna see people like camping the stairwells of those. So to go up, to have that quick second to have to ADS, you could already be pre-fired or have somebody already aiming down sights on those stairs. So it's something that might get you killed, but if you have this new tac stance mechanic, you have that spread which is tight enough that you can clear through a hallway, through a stairwell, but you also have that strafing speed that comes along with it, which I think would be very beneficial. It's also detailed that you can slide and fire in tac stance as well. I think this might not be as used as regular tac stance, but I do think it'll be nice and incredibly helpful for those that are interested in giving it a try. And overall, I think that tac stance really does have this potential to be seamlessly added into your normal gameplay compared to something like blind fire. Will it be something that everybody opts into? Probably not. I'm sure a lot of people will turn off the toggleable aspect of it and not use it at all, but again, for specific scenarios, I think it has the potential to be very useful. Next, let's talk a little bit about movement. Responsive movement is a combination of new and returning items here. Some will be brand new to Modern Warfare 3, some not so much. It's more so reverting changes, so it's a good combination before we get into the return of features, but it's kind of that combination again of some new, some old. So one of the talking points was that you can cancel everything. I mean, slide cancel, reload cancel. They even laid out a grenade cancel. That was something that was mentioned, though no specifics were given. And I also don't think that I heard of anybody actually trying it out in the play session. Again, can't talk about the play session, but like, nobody did it, nobody knew what it was, so I don't really think that constitutes as talking about the gameplay experience if nobody experienced it. But not exactly sure what they mean by grenade cancel, but I mean, it falls in line with saying you can cancel anything. But the one stipulation here with this is that tac sprint recharges while sprinting normally. Canceling it doesn't reset it. For those that remember Modern Warfare 2019 and the slide cancel that we had all throughout Warzone 1, that was actually a genuinely broken mechanic. Like, slide canceling was one thing, but the resetting of the tac sprint is something that made the game super fast in terms of overall move speed. That was something that was unintended. That wasn't something that was made from the get-go. Vanguard kind of did what this is describing, where you could slide cancel, but it wouldn't reset your tac sprint to the degree that Modern Warfare 2019 did. So with this, with tac sprinting, recharging while sprinting normally, that's a nice middle ground, I think, between the slide canceling over-the-top cracked meta, if you want to call it that, of Warzone and Modern Warfare 2019 versus what we had in Vanguard and what we'll see here within Modern Warfare 3. Beyond that, pertaining to movement, it was detailed that you'll be able to fire immediately after sliding, something that Modern Warfare 2 kind of got wrong while trying to stop that air quote movement meta. You also will have a perk that allows you to ADS and slide Whether or not that allows you to fire an ADS, I don't think that was expanded upon. I would imagine so, but that's something that is, again, kind of just a little gray area at the point. But one of the big things that I absolutely loved are the next couple of parts here, because they detailed faster mantling and mantling while sprinting. This in theory is huge, not only just for faster ways to get around and over things, but for the fact that ledge hanging may not be coming back. I can't tell you how many times I've been killed just hanging there when I just wanted to jump through a window. Additionally, mantling while sprinting, if it's just a quick bump in the road per se, like almost quite literally, that's massive for the pace of play instead of running into an object, having to mantle over it slowly and then get back into your sprint. If you can keep moving and it's a seamless animation like that and the pace of play isn't changed at all, that's phenomenal for faster action. Additionally, is detailed that tac sprint durations are based on weapon class. This is something that if you swap to a secondary like your pistol or an SMG, if you're overkilled, you're going to have a longer tac sprint duration as opposed to if you had a clunky LMG out. And additionally, the biggest one that I love is the fact that there's increased strafe and ADS movement speeds. That seems to be at base, but it also was leaked that we'd end up seeing a sort of stalker-like perk from Modern Warfare 3 where it increases that ADS strafe speed at base. And that's something that I absolutely love. I love being able to have that sense of movement while ADS around a corner. And I guess, yes, that might not be everybody's playstyle, but even just by sheer comparison, I mean, Modern Warfare 2 here that we have now, the strafe speeds are a snail's pace. So like, I don't even care that it's necessarily like Stalker Pro for Modern Warfare 3 and that fast where you're zooming around ADS, but just something faster than Modern Warfare 2 and what we have now is what I'd be happy with. And it seems like that's going to be the case. So love that. Next, let's talk about some returning features here. Firstly, one big thing that's been in discussion lately is that of dolphin diving. This was confirmed by Jev, then further confirmed by Charlie Intel, but not part of our briefing. So like probably coming from a gameplay portion of stuff that someone must have told Jev about, but obviously can't comment on that. But I imagine it's a mechanic that they haven't taken out, given to trying to revert mechanics because it didn't do much harm. But I imagine, though if that does happen, I do think I'll definitely take my tap settings back to slide, though, with all the cancels and sliding usefulness coming back with this year. In Modern Warfare 2, right now, my right thumbstick is just bound to tap to dive, not tap to slide. I have to hold in sliding if I want to actually slide around the map because it's not as useful as it was in Warzone or Modern Warfare 2019, even Vanguard to that degree. So it did get buffed recently, but not nearly enough, I think, to make me get rid of my tap to dolphin dive. Now, weapon mounting was also something that we ended up seeing in some of the gameplay itself of the campaign missions. A good question that I was asked was, would you be able to move like you could in Vanguard? And truth be told, right now there are no details. We only saw a quick weapon mount here, and really that's it. So truly we just don't have enough information. And if campaign is anything to go off, ziplining and hipfiring should be returning. Now this, I can't imagine we see it a whole ton within MP, just simply because what we have for, say, Warzone as an example, that's just you go up or down vertically, and you can fire while doing that, but you don't really like have the ability to change the pace of how you go up. In a campaign mission, you're lowering yourself down manually, and it's something that you can go at a very like snail's pace or all the way down, but it's something that while you're doing that, you can kind of like hang there on the zip line and end up shooting enemies in the prison cell that we ended up seeing. That speed can be changed up and you can be stationary, so it's a lot more beneficial in that regard. But in terms of the mechanic overall in a multiplayer setting, I'd assume it's just what we have within Warzone returning again. And then finally, the last thing I want to touch on is one that I don't know if it will be a mechanic, but I think it'd be an actually pretty cool mechanic if so. But in the campaign, during the open world portion of the campaign mission that was shown off, this was something that to illustrate the multiple areas and ways that you could end up playing the mission, they had the character die a couple of times. But each time they died, it was this rewind feature that took you visually from where you just died, rewinding in a condensed fashion in that sped up format all the way back to the last checkpoint. That's something that I don't know if that'd actually be an in-game thing or if that was edited for the purpose of presentation, but like honestly, I think that'd be pretty cool to see as a feature, or have it be something that you could select to have on as a feature, because it would help you understand where you went wrong perhaps, and also help you remember what all you had to do if it was a long time from a last checkpoint, that you could retrace your steps by seeing where you went backwards. I think that'd be pretty cool. Again, that don't take that as gospel. That's just something that would be really cool, I think, and was something that very easily could have been an edited in feature for presentation purposes. But I mean, I do think that'd be really cool. But anyways, that's the mechanics that we know of so far from our multiplayer briefing and where that will go in terms of MP, in terms of Warzone, and of course, some of that being in campaign as well. But for now, that is what we're going to call it. Just want to fill you guys in a little bit on some gameplay features here and what you can expect from Modern Warfare 3. But before we wrap everything up, make sure you check out my friends over at G Fuel. They're having a buy one, get one sale for back to school, which that's genuinely the best deal they have on offer. There's some really good flavors this time around, I think, with Black on Blackberry, Hype Sauce, Shiny Splash, and more. A lot of options there, and of course, who doesn't like a 2-for-1 discount? So if you want a restock of your favorite tubs, want to try something out for the very first time, link is in the top of the description below, and now is truly as best a time as any. But for now, that's what we're going to call it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Like these gameplay features and mechanics, let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 3, X-Defiant, and a whole ton of other stuff here upcoming. I'd love to have you in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.